All right, so this morning, this is a quite an impromptu session. It's a Tuesday afternoon. I think in the morning I felt pretty energized. I was like, I'm in a mood for talking, but I didn't want to maybe I should do those last minute schedule something out like an hour ahead of time so that if anyone's free randomly, they can just pop in. I was like, you know what, I'm going to schedule it in the afternoon so that if anyone's free, they can pop in. Right now, it's just me. A friend might pop in. Um, Yeah, I am feeling a bit more tired, exhausted. My body is so sore. Ran 7 kilometers yesterday, which I'm pretty proud of, but my body's low-key wrecked. But over the last 2 days, the last time I did this was on a Sunday. Did it solo as well. And over the last 2 days, I wrote down like 29 points. And like these are 29 points I would have sent to friends, would have created a tweet from, would have created a piece of content from. But I'm saving them all for these lessons because I feel like there's more of it's a better medium to document and share my thoughts. And I think in a long form format, it's sort of much better. So I'm trying to think if I should start with number one, which is probably the oldest thought, or start with 29. Let's go backwards. Let's go from most recent thoughts to the oldest thoughts that would be maybe like 2 days old by today. Um, and maybe I could do these every time I stack up 30. Let's see how long it takes to go through 30 or 29 points. It's point 29. Something I'm learning, starting to understand is that people would only be offended by a comment if there's slight truth to it. Like I realize that if I'm giving someone or telling someone something and they get offended by it, like let's say it was a mistake on my like it was just like it was a mischaracterization. If they got offended, it's like if I was wrong, they wouldn't be offended, and if I was correct, you know, they're sort of offended because I'm correct, I guess. And I think I sort of try to put myself in their shoes. I was like, huh, like what about me? Like if I was told, let's say someone was like, hey, like Andy's shy. I think I'm like I sort of brush it off because I know that's not really the case, but at the same time, I'm low-key like, what the hell? And that low-key, what the hell, comes from the fact that, I guess I used to be shy. I guess I still am shy in certain senses. Like I'm not that extroverted center of attention. I don't really, I go into the room and I sort of do my own thing and I sort of work my way around the room and say hi to everyone and people definitely feel that I'm there, but I'm not sort of getting all eyes on me. So like, okay, cool. Like now that I faced them, like, okay, let me accept that critique and point and let me process it and I feel way better. Versus like what the hell is that comment and try to brush it off? Because when you brush things off, growth, doesn't come. That is point 29. Point 28. Something that I'm realizing is that university is propaganda for highly educated people. Like, like with all the recent findings on how the pyramid, there's a good chance it's like 10,000 years old. There's evidence of like stuff like Göbekli Tepe that's like 10,000 years old. There's evidence that people were around 10,000 years ago. But based on what you're taught in university, is that humans have got cut out there. It's a bit annoying. Like my internet has been sporadically cutting out. I had to call my internet provider this morning and yeah, they see that it's been dropping out. So hopefully we get that solved soon. But back to what I was saying, it's like in university, you're taught that the pyramids are 2,500 years old. People existed maybe 3,000 years ago. Um, but there's evidence showing the contrary. But these architectural students, not architecture, I guess historians. I don't know what you call yourself once you finish a history degree, but they're like so adamant on their facts, just like how there's a lot of doctors that are so adamant on vaccines being something that truly work. But I haven't personally. I need to start watching these documentaries. But there's documentaries showing that how vaccines were invented, how vaccines don't really have a benefit. Like you're better off getting the chicken pox or getting whatever flu naturally versus getting like a cloned vaccine version. But I guess I could see how if you've paid so much money and you've been grilled through exams and textbooks, how it can be made to believe, spilling on my water, made to believe all these facts. Another thing, point 27. I've been doing push-ups every day. But one thing I've been doing differently is as I'm doing these push-ups, I'm sort of visualizing the physique and body, whether it's like the V shape, the pecs, the six packs as I'm doing it. And then by visualizing the outcome that I want my body to mold itself to, I start engaging, like my abs, engaging my pecs, and I'm starting to like slowly mold myself into what I'm envisioning. So it's like mixing work with manifestation. And I was like, huh, this is a very interesting concept. Like, where else can I apply this? I was like, can I sort of really sort of see, like, for example, right now I'm sort of working, I'm sitting down, I'm communicating. Can I have this be a workout that is molding towards the perfect version of me, the perfect version of the well thought, quick on his feet, good posture, Andy. Like as I'm working and trying to stay focused and not picking up my phone, all these actions are pushing and molding me towards that perfect version I want to be. Like I don't want to be repeating things like. I want to be better with my speech. And as I'm intentionally going through my day and practicing and exercising being the best version of myself, I'm going to be able to manifest and mold myself towards that direction. So being more intentional with my posture, being more intentional with how I do these episodes, be more intentional with my speech, and it sort of quickens the molding process to me being the best version of me that I'm envisioning. And it's cool how I just started actively doing that right then and there on point 27. And you could see how point 29 and 28, there was a different energy for sure. Point 26, I find myself, like last night, I had a friend over, Edmund, and we're just having an amazing conversation. And there was like, we initially was planning to watch a movie, Lost in Translation, after dinner. But we were just talking and chatting like while having dinner, and we just had such a fun conversation that there was no urge to watch a movie. Whereas I've been in settings where you would hang out, sitting with friends, you would sort of have dinner, you would get bored. So it's like, yeah, let's watch a movie. And in those settings, I really feel like, we're killing time. We're using movies as a medium to kill time. So as a result, I don't really like watching movies. And when that happens, I'm like, hey, I'm probably gonna head home. But on the contrary, it's not that I don't enjoy movies and I don't enjoy sitting down, relaxing, and just appreciating a 2 hour sort of art piece, which is a movie, because I love going to IMAX and watching Dune 2. And I was so invested. I was in awe. Like it was like I really enjoy movies. I could see the people around me. Everyone's just sort of like watching it nonchalantly, but I'm like in it. I'm focused. Like I'm usually really present with things. So I don't like watching movies to kill time, but I like watching movies with appreciation, enjoyment, and immersion. That's sort of when I like to watch movies. 2028. Okay. I think the recording started now. I cut off again. This has been very frustrating. I'm going to give it one more try, and if it cuts off again, I'm just going to give up. And probably get some work done, which is fine by me. Yeah, it's weird. This internet issue has only been happening when I do Zoom calls. I haven't had any internet issues throughout the day, surprisingly. But it's definitely something I need to solve soon because it's definitely hurting my workflow. But all I can do is just take it, sort of play with the cards I've been dealt. So, point 25. People spend 1 to 3 hours each day exercising, going to the gym, working out, whatever it is, going to run. I find